I have one. Week 4 of Show Me Your Medals. Yes.
Already.
Plenty to talk about, and I think we got someone dying to speak first about the weekend.
I wouldn't say I'm dying to speak about it. I'm quite embarrassed. I should have done what Vogue did last week and not wear the top.
Your shirt, yeah.
But let's be fair. It's a draw. We should have won it with 10-man Fulham at the end. Don't know how they got that goal. It's a silly set piece, I think. No defending. Partey's there. Rice is there looking at each other. It's just like the man's free. It's like 89th minute or something stupid like that as well. So that was really gutting. But it all boils down to the setup. I know I said, in the previous weeks, Arteta seems like he's got a plan B. But we're still doing Partey at right back and Kivior at left back when he's a centre back, and it's quite strange. Like you've got the players there to play a formation that they're familiar with, especially at home. Because our home record in terms of leaking goals is so poor.
Why was Partey at right back?
Because I think what he wants to do, Arteta, like when they transition into attack, Partey will move into either the DM role in terms of inverted fullbacks. I don't know if that's working right now. Like it's what is it like the third time that we've let in a goal within a minute at home. In recent times, it's I don't think it's good enough. And Ramsdale didn't really do his job there. Even though if it was a scuff shot, it was a scuff shot. It was the way that he was straddling back, and it didn't look right. And what was it Pereira? He scuffed his shot. Looked like he scuffed his shot, and it luckily went in.
Did he scuff his shot? 'Cause that's what I saw the commentator say in one of the videos. He said, "Oh, he got lucky there, and it weren't a good finish." But I watched it back a few times. I thought he literally meant it because he kind of like
To go near post.
To go near post because you kind of maybe saw Ramsdale kind of edging out, and it was kind of like I don't know. When I watched it a few times, and I thought like Tekers each time as opposed to a lucky shot.
If he meant it, that is Tekers. If he meant it, it's Tekers 100% because you're looking at the width of the goal, right? And you've gone for the near post without the width.
Yeah. But I literally watched
it
if it
is, then
3 or 4 times because of what the commentator said that he got lucky there with a lucky shot, and I was like, nah, I think he literally meant it because, like you said, Ramsdale, I think he obviously is caught off guard because he weren't expecting that kind of attack straight away, and he just kind of I think maybe go back to the centre of his goal, not expecting Imperial to shoot so soon. I guess like maybe he's expecting more of a pass, isn't it? But like I think if Imperial did mean it, what great goal. But I mean Ramsdale could have done better, but like I said, when you're kind of caught off guard like that, it's a bit tough. So it's more on Saka than anything on Ramsdale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it may be because Ramsdale wasn't expecting it to go near post.
Yeah, I get that. I get that element.
That's why. Yeah, so he just made.
But it seems savable though. Like it seemed. It seemed like if he was positioned a little bit better in terms of his body, I reckon he would have saved that, but it just didn't. He was caught off guard. Basically, he was caught off guard.
Because it wasn't hit very hard either.
No.
So
no. Raya would have saved that all day long. Is what you're dying to say, basically.
Do you know? I wouldn't be surprised if Raya came in. I wouldn't be surprised if he came in. But we've got Man United next, so I don't know. But the thing is, like, when I saw the team sheet, I was like, oh, okay, where's Nketiah? Because Nketiah scored both times, right? No, well, came close to scoring on the first one, but he scored like last game as well. He scored this time round coming off the bench because he's been the sharpest. I know Jesus is back, but I don't really get the fact why Nketiah didn't start. He's played really well. He didn't deserve to be dropped. I haven't seen Trossard doing particularly well either. But the one guy that I have my quarrels with, and I've had it from the start, I know 3 games in, 2 wins and a draw, but that guy, man.
What's he contributing, right?
What? I I cannot
We're talking about,
see.
we're talking
I
about Kai
cannot
Havertz,
see.
everyone, in case everyone doesn't know what we're talking
Move any
It's obvious
fast.
who we're talking
I
about.
can't bring myself to say his name. I can't bring myself to say his name. Like, I don't get what his function is. I get the fact that he's versatile, and then if Arteta needs to put him in, someone else in midfield, and then him up top or whatever. Okay, I kind of get it. Put him on the bench then. Like, if you need the options there, put him on a bench. Like guys like Emil Smith Rowe, who's now been linked to Chelsea and elsewhere, interest there. What he's had an amazing um, Euros. England won it, the under 21s. They won the Euros, and he was almost he was instrumental in the way that they were playing, right? And then now he's fully fit, and I'm seeing Kai Havertz with just he's just so dodgy. Like no effort. It doesn't look like there's effort. He's doing something, but it's just not 100%. Whereas if ESR was in there, he'd be in there straight away, like battling for the ball, fighting for the ball, transition. You'll see him in defense, attack. I just don't see. I don't see Kai Havertz as a midfielder at all. Right at this moment. I hope
Mate,
I'm wrong.
we don't see him as a striker either. So what
So why is he there? Like 65 million.
You have some stats for us, though.
Not quite much.
On Kai Havertz. No.
Quick one: 22 pass attempts and 20 made. So it's not as bad as Mount so far. So nothing too sharpish. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I just felt that it was just so let down that day. Like they've gone down to 10 men, right?
Yeah,
How
that's
can
the
you
big
not
thing.
hold the lead? Yeah, it's a set piece, but you've got more physical bodies on the bloody pitch inside the area to account for all the Fulham players. How do they manage to get like an open wide shot on goal?
Mhm.
And it had to be Paulina as well. It had to be. Like yeah, that was just upsetting. Like, I can't believe it.
Same old Arsenal, or Arsenal over 2 seasons ago called it. They're reverting back to what they were. I mean, I would say a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Is it harsh? Because I'm saying if they held on for the 2-1, it'd be a whole different complexion. Yeah, I mean, we'll be like we wouldn't talk about Kai Havertz as bad as we wouldn't talk about Nketiah not starting and Trossard, and we wouldn't really care about Ramsdale letting in that kind of mistake. You know how like these kind of results or one moment changes the whole complexion of as a fan the view of the football game.
Yeah.
Same thing that's going to happen with Liverpool later, and same thing kind of with Man United. Like those one lapse of concentration that changed, that impacts the result. Our whole review of it kind of changes, which makes sense. It's human nature. But do you know what I'm trying to say? That if Arsenal held for 2-1, there'll be what 3 wins out of 3.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
nobody would care what Kai Havertz has done. It doesn't
Yes,
matter at
yes.
that stage.
Yeah, I think it masks it. I think I have raised it like the past few weeks. Kai Havertz is that last game he did create a couple of chances which I felt was good for him. But like from what I've seen, I know it's only 3 games. I just don't see a 65-minute. Well, let's not take the value on it. I don't see a player there that is so-called highly rated. I just don't see it. Like,
But remember, if anything, at the start of the season, we was big on like, what the hell, Kai Havertz 65 million, and you was.
everyone was.
I think but I think you was trying to find a positive in saying that versatile. Arteta's obviously found a style and changed it up. Plan B, Plan C.
That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's as a fan, you look for the positive. It's like kind of how every fan, we hate a player, but as soon as our club signs them, you think actually, nah, they're gonna be sick. You know what I mean? A little bit
Yeah,
like that.
you got to be behind them for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
right now, like just from the 3 games, and it's only 3 games, I just don't see. I don't see the magic.
Yeah, 100%.
You know when Fabio Vieira came on, magic, doing something. He was the best player on the pitch. Fabio Vieira coming on
Won the penalty and made the assist.
and an assist for Nketiah who scored. So it's questionable how we play at home. Like, do we need to do this whole overloading? Yeah, probably, but I think we could do it in a different way. There's too much ingenuity going on there, and I don't think the players are adapting very well to it. I think maybe mid-season it'll be fine, but mid-season's too late. Mid-season's too late for that. So yeah, I hope. I just don't feel confident with Man United next now. Like even though, like, we'll talk about it later, I think, but yeah, I just don't feel that confidence right now. We needed to win that game.
All right. Speaking of United,
All right.
go on, Bo.
United up. Okay, we was messaging 2-0 down, 2-0 down inside 4 minutes, and then come back 3-2. So like I said earlier, everything changes now that we've got a win. But to be 2-0 down, I mean, one was kind of a counter attack from a corner, and then the other one, was a goal conceded from a corner. So like, yeah, the defense is. I wouldn't say it's shaky, because those things kind of happen. Like one lapse in concentration, like I said, a counter attack from a corner, and then the set piece is a bit like how the Fulham equaliser. Those corner things can happen. But yeah, 3 goals. If in anything, Forest scored too early. The best time to go is you have your 2-0 head start, and you've given us like 86 minutes to kind of catch up. You know what I mean? If their goal came a little bit later, 1-0 for the first few minutes, and then 2-0 going in half time, things would have changed. But it was a perfect kind of, if you're gonna let 2 goals go in, best time to kind of nice and early. You've got the whole match to kind of catch up. And we mentioned Rashford going back onto the left, which he went on. Started on the left, made an assist, and then won the penalty. Martial started up top, but again he didn't do anything. But it was almost moving Rashford away from the 9 and into the left, and putting anyone as the 9 almost enhances Rashford's game. Like we were saying about Workhorse last season, didn't do anything, but literally kind of opens up that space. So it's kind of showed. So yeah, I mean,
Do you reckon Ten Hag's been listening to our podcast?
100%. Rashford on the left, keep him there. Martial off, and then finally, no Mason Mount. Ericsson comes in, gets his goal. So no Mount pass assists on this one. But yeah, I mean, Mount's poor Mount. We predicted, I predicted a easy win, but again, it wasn't so easy. Bit nervous. Red card obviously helped, and then penalty. So I've touched on it before. If it was like a 2-2, I'll be like Will saying, Ten Hag out, this, that, and another, finding things to kind of pick on a loss. But the fact that it's a win, like I said, two kind of goals conceded early, not too much to complain about. It should have been more routine, but we got over the line, so not much more you can really ask for. I think going forward, there's a few issues. Obviously, Luke Shaw's out for a while, and now Ravan's just been announced out, so it could be Harry Maguire back in the squad. Obviously, he's not got
Lucky you didn't sell him, right?
Yeah, lucky didn't sell him.
Made the right choice to stay.
Yeah, actually, the big one is either Maguire or Lindelof, and I don't think so. But do you know, even like Johnny Evans is back in the team, but I very much doubt he'll get a game. I very much doubt he's not made any of the bench or any squad. So I think it'll be Lindelof or Maguire, which is but I think in isolation it'll be alright. But the fact that Shaw's gone and Ravan's gone, it's a big. The defense is going to be a bit unsettled. And conceding 2 goals already in that game just to Forest, and now with a weakened defense coming up with Arsenal, it's gonna be tough. I think so. We'll have to see how it goes, but confidence on the United kind of squad, it's taken a dip. I think it's not been, the start hasn't been great. And just injuries are just picking up. Injuries gonna be a big thing, I think.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about the our
Second,
versus match in a bit. Yeah. Dave.
Yeah.
Dave. I was sitting on my armchair.
What?
I was celebrating. Hard. How did you do it, man? How did you guys do it?
Crazy game.
Yeah,
Super
madness.
crazy. Like, it had everything, and I've literally felt the worst. Yeah, when we conceded Virgil van Dijk, but even before that, Trent was lucky to stay on the pitch. So
You felt he was lucky.
yeah, that was
Okay.
definitely a second yellow. Definitely a second yellow.
Agreed.
And only the referee has his reasons why he didn't give it. Maybe too early in the game, but I don't agree with that.
He's a cat, that's why. He's the synonym for a cat.
Yeah. So 9 lives. So, but yeah, the first yellow card obviously was a foul. Wasn't given. Fair enough. Move on. But then you're showing dissent by throwing the ball away. Automatic yellow. Auto yellow. And then second one definitely was arm in the face. Second yellow would have been off. And then his head was everywhere. And then when Salah did that pass to him, he let go under his feet. Anthony Gordon, wanker, scored because he's Evertonian. That's why. So yeah, I'm not picking on him for no reason. So and then, Van Dijk goes off. So literally 1-0 down. Your best central defender, captain, goes off. I didn't think it was a red initially, but looking back, his emotions and bias, obviously, as you guys saw in the group chat. And then I saw it, but after watching it a few times, definitely a red. Shouldn't have got himself caught in that position.
Oh, you changed and you've actually admit it's a red now, yeah?
Yeah. It was denying a goal scoring opportunity. There's no other defenders around him.
Fine.
The ball would have run past his body. He would have had a 1-on-1 with Alisson. Guaranteed Alisson would have saved it, but don't matter.
Yeah.
It is a goal scoring opportunity.
All right. So we don't need to. I thought we was gonna spend half an hour debating whether it was a red or not. But now that you come around to it, it's fine. Like whatever Carragher was saying was absolute bullshit. But that
No,
was
I watched him at half time. It's because of that I actually watched it again and thought, actually, Carragher's talking some shit here. There's obviously everyone's super biased, but then when it's like clear in your face, you can't be in denial.
He swiped he swiped the legs underneath him.
He took him. If it happened to a Liverpool player, I'd be calling for a penalty. So can't be hypocritical. And all that happened within I think 28 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and then
early.
And then we took off Diaz, which we had to take off someone. Unfortunately, it was him, and then played 4-4-1 for literally 60 odd minutes. But I feel that we were quite resilient when the man went down, and Klopp had a game plan. Was to hold on, survive at 1-0. Anything can happen at 1-0. He's never done deal unless you're the Arsenal of old. 1-0 to the Arsenal. And he had a game plan to see the game towards 75, 80 minutes, and then bring on the subs, which he did in the attacking sense to try and win it. But your ultimate aim was probably to get a point. And I think sometimes it's hard to see the influence of the manager, and this was one of the times that tactically he was aware and astute, just to hang in a game. I know we rode our luck because Newcastle had some really good chances to score.
That's their own fault, though.
Yeah, that is their own fault. And I remember that Ulmer one when he skied it across the bar and basically literally had that whole goal to aim for and obviously hit the post. But Klopp's plan was to get to near the end and then change substitutes, go through up front, which he did. And even at that point, I was still, dubious if we were going to do anything. And then, Darwin had that first touch, touch of a rapist. I don't literally mean it like that. So, but it was a bad touch. And then when the first opportunity came, bit fortunate, but the build-up play was really good. Trent passed it to Salah, who laid it off to Jota. Jota laid it off to Darwin, and you can see him when he was running on the ball. He looked up looked at the corner, banged it in, and like Pope had no chance. And from that, that's not easy goal to score from that distance. It's literally edge of the box. And then literally I went ecstatic. So I was like jumping around, and I thought, this is really good.
I know. There's no obviously winning a Premier League game is significant, but in terms of winning anything, this might be pivotal in terms of having those points. Like, do you find this comeback, like especially with 10 men and with a very good Newcastle side, like does it compare to like the other time? Like, it can't compare in terms of the magnitude and significance of winning a Champions League. But like in terms of comeback, do you rate that highly? How high does it rank in terms of comeback for you? Because
Yeah, it
that's
would.
quite a big. That I felt
Yeah,
like it was a big
yeah.
one. I was disappointed to see Liverpool win that.
I think it was a good comeback, but I don't rate it in no. It's not better. I think the Klopp said it was better than Barcelona. No, that's not. No, we were 3-0 down from the first leg.
I think a little reason why the Clinton don't feel as good comeback is quite early on in the season. You know, like if it was
Yeah, yeah,
later on in the season, it meant a lot, and then like we're vying for positions, and then it's like the difference between like kind of jump into full for whatnot. Then you would
yeah,
have
yeah,
felt it a little more, and then maybe if Newcastle's like second in the league, after in February, that kind of thing. But it's still really early, so I think that kind of takes the kind of the
yeah, yeah.
kind of
Only time will
shine.
tell, how important those points are. But yeah, if it was like the last three games and it meant like we went top of the
Yeah,
league,
yeah.
then it'd be completely different. But no, you can't take it away. It was a good comeback. Second week in a row we're down to 10 men and we win the game. And and Nunes was amazing. That first goal was really good and practically carbon copy of the second goal.
Yeah. But I think even if his second goal was even better than his first goal. I mean, they're almost same angle and everything, but the second goal had a bit more whip and then kind of dive, up and over, whereas the first goal kind of rolled on the floor.
Yeah,
But I think
yeah,
the defender, the Botman, he had a nightmare because it came off him twice, hit him once, and he kind of tried to recover and then ricocheted and then kind of gave it into the path of Nunes. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
It's,
um,
it was a crazy game, and to seal it, in injury time, and I feel, if it happened to anyone, Nunes was great. No, it was great. It happened to him. It
yeah.
was great for his confidence because he keeps going in those positions, and obviously, he misses a lot. But this time,
I,
those two goals, he was clinical.
I think after those two goals, hopefully he should be started now because
Yeah,
obviously he's not at a start
yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
season. They preferred Gakpo and Jota there. I think with those two goals, confidence wise,
Uh,
he should get his chance.
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely on a like riding on a crest of a wave. So I think it warrants a start. It's down to him to score if he's given that opportunity to start. But he's manufactured that opportunity himself by scoring those two goals. And obviously, it's happened to us where teams have won in injury time. So I can imagine what Newcastle are feeling. But again, they had a lot of time to kill off the game and they had opportunities. They just weren't. Those weren't clinical.
Yeah, I think we expect a lot better from Newcastle. I think they kind of took it for granted that they were going to almost see it at the game out just because
Yeah,
Liverpool
yeah.
were down on 10 men. And then I think Eddie Howe, like normally we give him, good kudos, but his subs were kind of,
The,
like I said, I
the,
think
the,
he just assumed that they were going to win because he took off Tonali, took off
yeah, yeah,
Guimaraes, the rocks in midfield. Um, so yeah, it was poor.
Yeah,
It
you
was poor
can't
from
do that.
Newcastle.
You
Yeah,
can't
you
do
can't
that
do
with
that,
Liverpool.
especially
no,
yeah.
they definitely couldn't. Especially as you can see, the game was heading, and I'm not trying to be biased, but giving Klopp a lot of credit. But something happened last year with Tuchel and Chelsea, and that's why I rate Tuchel quite a lot because when we were playing Chelsea, he was bossing the midfield. Then Tuchel made a change, I think a substitution, and then suddenly Liverpool were owning the midfield, and Tuchel saw this, and then he rejigged the formation, and that's why I never feel Gareth Southgate will win anything with England because he doesn't have that sort of tactical nous to make changes when he sees it. So that's something. I'm not just being biased with Klopp. I've seen it with Tuchel as well, and those sort of things, changes games, and that's what Klopp did. It was obviously a risk he took, but it was a calculated risk. But at that stage, he wanted to get a point at least, or do one better and win the game. So yeah, it's static, like I said, not up there with the comebacks, but if we win the league by 3 points,
Pivotal.
then
Pivotal.
we can reflect on this game. And yeah, it was great because it just showed like 2 weeks in a row, 10 men down, we can still like get a result.
Are you confident going into your next game without Van Dijk?
No, because we leaked a goal. I know it's an individual mistake by Trent, but we're leaking goals too. And now without Van Dijk, so that tells me it's probably either going to be Gomez. Well, it's Gomez and probably Konate.
Matip.
I don't know about Matip. Yeah.
Gomez actually had a decent game when he came on.
Yeah. No, it did very well. To be honest, we seem to be, after Van Dijk got sent off, we actually seemed a bit more focused.
Shored up, yeah,
exactly. But yeah, I'm worried because obviously Van Dijk, even though I think he's had a dip in form, he's still our best defender, and I still think he's world class. And he's that voice at the back who marshals the defence. But we're going to have to do without him. But yeah, let's see. So I think it's straight red's 3 games. I think he's getting an extra ban.
No. It would have only have been 1 game because it weren't violent conduct. Only one game. But then because of the way he reacted afterwards, they're reviewing that and they might extend it for another game or so.
Yeah, they should. They should.
Yeah, because the way he it wasn't the fact they weren't leaving the pitch; it was the way he kind of talking down to the referee. So they're reviewing that. Yeah. It would have only just been 1, but it could be upgraded to 2 or 2.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, quickly touch on. I can't believe we spoke about that game, but we not mentioned Alisson's save on that Almiron one.
Oh yeah.
Papa did his job because I was watching it, right, and then he made that save, and then they all celebrated him and Trent. And I remember my exact thought was like, "What's the point anyway? You're still gonna lose the game." And then they won it, and I was like, "Man, I remember thinking that." I was like, "See," because you know what I mean? Because they were getting dominated. They were down to 10 men, and then they made that save, and I just thought that was my exact thought. And you just go show you can't be. Basically, I was thinking like Eddie Howe. You know what I mean? The game.
Wait, did Salah miss a penalty?
No,
it wasn't this one. It was that was Haaland. Yeah, that was Haaland.
Yeah.
But that Alisson save, I think, the speed of that ball that was hit, that was going in, 100% going in. I think most keepers wouldn't have kept that out.
Yeah, that Alma one, like, he has his moments, man. Because that was taken. He just needed to be away from Alisson a tiny bit, but it was literally chest volley and Alisson save onto bar and then out again. So yeah, that's
So,
game changer.
Yeah.
Goalkeepers are important too, right?
Yeah, as long as they do their job, that's all you need.
100%, and yeah, he really did his job, and yeah, admittedly, he was a bit close to him, but I think if you look at how fast that ball was travelling, to get a strong wrist onto it was good.
And last one, Endo, quick 10 seconds, didn't do well. He weren't great this one. He finally started. I mean, a few wary passes.
I was kind of like hoping he'll do well.
Yeah, because
he
had a great top appearance. But this starting performance, it didn't do him any favours. So it'll be interesting to see if Klopp sticks with him.
I think he will. I think, it was
got
difficult.
No one else.
It's difficult. Obviously, going 10 men down didn't help. But I think it being away, there's like 60,000. I'm probably making that up. I don't know if it's 60,000, Geordie fans. It's probably 50,000 at the stadium. I can't remember. Yeah, 50,000 Geordie fans.
It is loud up there.
You
I'm
could,
telling you.
it
is
shouldn't be
loud
because
up
he's
there.
obviously like Japan captain. He's played in the World Cup. He's used to those situations. Maybe he just got a bit.
Yeah, remember it's his first start, so yeah. Anyway, I've just wanted to
Yeah,
throw in a bit of endo.
we'll see. We'll see. He's no Kai
Endo what?
Havertz.
Weekly
100%.
endo what? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of holding back on Kai Havertz as like.
No, I know you got high hopes for him, but
Now we need a few more losses for Arsenal. We weren't even
And
lost
then
for-
I think the
then the
next
full
three
takeover will come
matches, the three next ma- the three the next three matches would tell you everything. I think because that's surely enough time for you to feel a little bit more settled into your role. Like you've had, you know, 6 to 8 weeks, more probably more than that with pre-season in, you know, trying to settle into your side, your team, your tactics. Like you're a professional footballer as well. Uh,
yeah,
I just need to see him do something. Otherwise, you know, after 3 weeks time, I don't see nothing. That's probably when I go a bit nuts. I'm holding back right now. I'm
it's
holding
hard to
back.
understand this sort of thing because, like, for example, if you look at Donny van der Beek, okay, he didn't have a good time under United, but then his manager at Ajax comes to United, and he must be thinking, you know what,
Alright,
I'm a shoo-in here, I'm starting.
yeah, yeah.
But even then, Ten Hag doesn't fancy him, and he killed it under him at Ajax. So some things that just can't explain, can't be explained on the fact, yeah, like there's something happening somewhere that's
Okay.
making him do
I'm just trying to keep faith as much as I
that.
can.
Yeah, you have to protect your pride.
Yeah. Right.
Right,
Football's done. Yep. Football
What are we
match
on
is
to?
done.
predictions.
Predictions.
Shall we go back on our previous? I've got it all here written
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
So for the United game, Vo had 2-0 United. Well, the result was 3-2 United.
Yeah.
So Vo got the result right, a dub. Not quite the exact score there, but me and Dave went for a draw. So Dave was 0-0 and I was 1-1.
0-0. That was over in the first
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That was don't know, interesting. What were our thoughts back before the match? We thought it would be close, wouldn't, like, for us to go draw, we thought it would be close, right?
We did think United was going to concede, for sure.
But they, you know, well, who was it? Forest, was it? No,
Yeah.
Forest. Did they not go 2-0 up or something? Can't remember.
Forest
now.
were 2-0 up, yeah. Like
Yeah.
2-0 up and then 3-2 come back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you lot were right, man. You lot said Man United would struggle. So, you know, you can't struggle more than going 2-0 down, right?
Yeah. So that was interesting. And then for the Liverpool game against Newcastle away, Vo went 2-2, Dave went 3-3, and I went 2-0 to Newcastle, which wasn't too far from what I
No, but
thought.
the game changed with the red card. So
Yeah, for sure.
But we did say. Oh well, I did say. And if you were watching last week, you better had watch week 3. I did say I would love like the old school 4-3 that happened, and that was quite close to it. It wasn't actually 4-3.
It could have been. Yeah,
But
it could have been. It was end-to-end.
no, there's an injury time winner, and that
Yeah.
that was the same. But yeah,
Nice. And then we had Arsenal at home versus Fulham. Vo went 3-0, I went 3-0, and Dave went 2-0. How badly did that go for us?
it's shocking.
And that ended in the actual as 2-2.
But we
So,
all thought Fulham wouldn't score, which was
no. They scored within the
that
first
was-
minute,
yeah.
Dave.
They lost 3-0 their previous game. So,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
I forgot the Arsenal of old was back, you see. So,
That's
It's horrible. At the very minimum, it wasn't a loss. That's how I'm trying to see it.
yeah. I think you sound wow. Did you salvage a point? No.
No, we didn't. We lost. We
you see
lost
2
2
points
points.
dropped. Yeah,
We
that's
lost 2 points. Yeah. But yeah. So next week's game, who we got here?
Arsenal, Man United.
Ooh.
I don't know, man.
First time that
Wait, who's at home?
head. Yeah, two of us are going head to head.
United's at home. No. Arsenal's at home. Arsenal's at home.
Arsenal's at home.
Arsenal's at home.
I'm gonna bite the bullet here. I'm going with 2-1 Arsenal.
I'm gonna go for the
At home.
reverse, and it's 2-1
You're going
United.
for the reverse, yeah?
Yeah, 2-1
Okay.
United.
Okay.
Dave, you're the decider
Yeah,
here.
you know what? You know what I'm going in the middle. 2-2.
So both teams to score.
I was thinking a draw anyway, but I think 2-2 because both will concede.
There'll be goals, yeah. There should be goals anyway.
I think we'll concede for sure.
But I think United will concede as well.
There've always been goals in this fixture, so
Pizzagate as well. Yeah.
Well, what do you think? I mean, Vo, you said like defense-wise, you've lost two important players. Midfield, Bruno's kind of in form, right? Bruno's in form.
Yeah.
Who's his midfield partner?
Casemiro, Casemiro and Ericsson.
I think you'll be fine
It'll be
midfield.
same again.
And then up top, Rashford, hopefully still on the left.
Yeah, I think they'll stick with the same formation. Anthony's always started. Rashford left. The only difference up top will either be Martial again or Sancho, false nine maybe. And then we touched upon defense is bit dodgy, but it's gonna be Lindelof. Martinez is still around.
I think it's just going to be one of those games. It could go either way.
Yeah, it could go, like I said, it could go either way. There'll be mistakes everywhere, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a good game.
Okay.
Oh, Dalot played left back, yeah. Do you want to put a spicy noodle forfeit on the match?
What, me and you?
Of course, yeah.
Let's do it. What, whoever wins. What happens if it's a draw? We both have to have it, and Dave's looking at us. Or what?
No, if it's a draw, there's nothing in it. But
whoever
wins,
loses,
we win.
Yeah.
You have to. We'll eat the spicy noodles.
Times 2.
What on the stream? On the
stream, yeah. In the beginning, isn't it?
All right.
In the beginning, while the other two's reviewing their matches and throwing a bit of no water in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Virtual shake.
Yeah. Yeah, virtual shake.
That's good. Honouring your forfeits is the mark of a man.
Right.
No names mentioned, but yeah, honouring your forfeits.
But we all know who we're talking about. Yeah.
Liverpool.
Home
For Liverpool.
Home to Villa. Villa had a good result.
Yeah. Smashed it.
So smashed it.
Do you know what? I think Emery has pretty much transformed that club. Like from the time Steven Gerrard had it in his reigns. You can tell in terms of football experience, in terms of coaching wise, the vast difference of the club, right?
He's seasoned, he's done well in Spain, and to some extent, he had a good stint at Arsenal as well.
Yeah, he just didn't finish
to some
off.
Extent, yeah.
Yeah, probably got distracted by models and that, but that's another story for another day.
But yeah, I feel because of what happened, last week, we're on a high, and I don't think we'll go down to 10 men for the third game in a row. The only thing I'll say is that we're missing Van Dijk, bit of shaky. I think 2-1. We'll concede for sure, but we've got enough firepower up front, so 2-1 to me.
2-1 for Dave.
I'm gonna go out and say 3-1 with Villa, just for the fact that Van Dijk's missing, Villa's on form. Liverpool going back to no clean sheets.
We'll talk about FPL later, but who are you bringing in from Villa then?
3-1 Villa. 3-1 Villa. But I'm not bringing.
It's a tough one, man, because because Villa are on fire, but again, like after what happened to Liverpool, I think that's shaken them up a little bit in terms of like, don't start messing around now. There's no time to mess around. So, and what? And Liverpool at home?
Yeah, Liverpool.
Yeah, I
Liverpool's
just
home, yeah.
can't see Liverpool losing. I can't see Liverpool losing, especially not 3-1. I'm gonna go for Liverpool. Um, I want to say 2-1 as well.
Good choice.
I think, I think it is. Fuck it. I'm gonna go 3-1 Liverpool. 3-1 Liverpool. Let's not do the same. 3-1 Liverpool. Darwin hat trick. How about that? Better get him in the FPL.
Don't put your house on it. But yeah.
Make a trip down the bookies.
All right.
All right.
Time for some FPL. What happened? What happened? I don't
Quick
think I did
FPL.
too well
Nothing,
last.
I didn't do well. I had a bad third week because I was doing okay week 1 and 2, and then the third week's just been pretty bad. Our
think you-
good friend
think
from
you did right,
Thailand
though.
won
Yeah.
manager of the month with no Arsenal defense and no Man United midfield, so he keeps telling everybody.
So proud
Dave's
of
still
himself.
lingering at the bottom. Yeah, Dave's still lingering at the bottom. Terrible week as well. And where are you, Will? You're
I'm 8th at the
Eighth.
moment.
That's something.
Yeah,
What
I mean-
a good week.
Was it a
Decent
good
one.
week?
I'm
It's
not-
an average week.
Yeah,
Average
we-
points was 44.
No. We all had a terrible week, but he's still up there already. Because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
only
yeah,
got 39 points, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Uh,
It was a terrible week for me. Yeah, I just had a good buffer in the first 2 weeks. I don't think
Yeah.
my Brighton players did anything. That's probably why. Trippier
bet-
got 0
yeah.
points.
So hopefully for you guys, Newcastle's fixture should pick up with the clean sheets. Because, like I said, you guys went with quite Newcastle.
What you said went
defence
too
already early on, and they've literally not kept a single clean sheet. Dan Burns made 2-2-1, and Trippier at 6.5 million made the same. Yeah. Who's a good pick this week?
I've just seen this on the guy who's currently top of our league. Annoyingly, he had Gusto on the bench, 14 points.
Yeah. He had Gusto on the bench,
Yeah.
14, but he had Udogie with 12 points anyway. So,
But to be fair to him, he's had him from the start. I just looked at his transfers.
Yeah.
So it's not like a lucky transfer in. He's had him from the
He had the Udogie dog. How would I say it? Udogie house.
Udogie house. Yeah.
Udogie house.
When he's naughty, yeah, he goes to the Udogie house.
Who you guys transferring this week? Anyone in particular? Not looked yet.
I needed to swap out one of my defenders because I had 2 Burnley defenders. I think Gusto as a cheaper option is probably the wiser of the choices. Like I had like Aldakil and Taylor. Taylor's not playing at all, so I think that's why I went for Chelsea defender there.
They've got Forest at home, so they look alright.
Who have Luton? West Ham away. Luton at home to West Ham.
So I've brought in James Ward-Prowse for Richarlison. I finally got rid of Richarlison, who's been absolutely useless. He scored in the cup game, but they went out on penalties anyway. And I think he's picked up an injury. But I did it before his injury. I had enough of him. He's like the FPL trap. So it was either James Ward-Prowse or Bowen, and I thought James Ward-Prowse 6 million on corners, assists, scored a goal. You know.
Bowen's a good shout. I wanted to bring him in like right at the start. I just
Did you
didn't
see his
really
goal?
know how to fit him in.
No,
Huh?
didn't see his goal.
I didn't see it.
Oh,
I didn't
what's
see
his goal? Came in like proper sick touch and then just tucked it away.
I think Bowen's one of those players where once he's got the ground running, he kind of excels. Like last year, he didn't really. The season before he did. Last season he didn't.
He picked it up late
It
last
wasn't in the
season.
season.
Late last season, yeah.
Late last season, yeah.
So he is like, what is he now? 7 point something now, surely.
7.1. He started at 7. Might be just 7.
Yeah, he started at 7. He is he's a decent pick, like within that in terms of attacking wise. Like he'll do something. He'll either assist or he'll bag a goal. So
No, I think
he's
yeah.
definitely a hot tip.
What's the plan to get yourself out of the bottom of the table ish then?
Well,
Any-
let's take the fact I'm not bottom. So
You're not bottom.
let's not give the viewers the wrong impression that I'm shit at this game.
No, we need to do a kind of a hypothetical league of the bottom of us three. That show me a medals
yeah.
league. You see?
I think
Yeah.
the first thing I need to do is get rid of Trent. 8 million and 4 points is a bad return.
Disaster. Yeah.
So if I get rid of Trent, that frees up quite a lot of money. Because the second I think the second most expensive defender is at 5 point. I can't remember. I think 6 actually.
No,
but yeah.
Trippier 6.5,
6.5,
and then
yeah.
then everyone's 5.5.
So even if I go Trippier, I still got 1.5 to improve elsewhere.
I think the next few games for Trippier
it picks
is
up.
going to be telling in terms of whether people will drop him or not. I mean, like past 3 weeks, 2 points, 2 points, 0 points in terms of return of value is pretty poor.
Yeah, well that
Is
that
pretty poor.
represents.
But then they've got
That's right.
Brighton, Sheffield United, and then Brentford. So you would hope that he does something, especially now that he hasn't, like he's had a shaky first few weeks. You'd hope that he'll pick up. But 6.5 for a defender is still quite hefty, I feel.
Yeah, there's
So,
probably some other ones in there. Like, who's a good one? Who's top of the defenders list now? Actually, let me have a quick look.
Udogie House. Gutso,
Matic Cash. Yeah.
Cashes, yeah.
But
But that was one,
yeah,
big
Cash-
game. You can't really, like, he'll do something, but you can't really rely on that. It's just one big game, right?
Maybe Doghouse is a good choice.
Yeah.
4.6.
But they're all like around the 4.6 region
Yeah,
anyway, so
yeah.
they're quite good value.
So even if I pick
regardless.
one of them, I've got like over 3 million to spend elsewhere, and my forward line's dog shit. So maybe that's where I need to improve it. But remember where you heard it first. Week 4, I'm coming back.
Okay, we shall see.
New month, new Dave, yeah.
Same cunt though.
Uh,
All right,
nice.
Football over. What's the hot topic of the week? I've got one. Let's see if we're on the same track.
I've sort of got one, but it's probably not the same
Go
as
on.
yours. You go first. You go first.
Mine was obviously the Spanish president.
Spanish
wasn't
president,
it? Where's yours hot topic, Dave?
It was on Everton being shit.
They won today, right?
Did they win?
They played a league game, so
League Cup. Yeah.
yeah, no, they're not that shit. See, 2-1, never in doubt. They
Okay.
went 1-0 down, but so did Chelsea.
Okay.
But no, yeah, Everton they're getting down anyway, so not much to. Are they getting down? Actually, well, they've been poor. They've been poor. Nothing to shout about. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, before tonight, they hadn't scored any goals. So
Okay, who's that?
that was like a shocking bet. But anyway, I'd rather talk about the Spanish president.
Spanish president, yeah. Would you like? What a shit show of episode. But have you seen his mum's come out? His mum's come out and says she's on hunger strike.
Yeah, she's locked in the church, saying there's a witch
Yeah,
hunt, against my son. But
Yeah.
you can't argue that's what moms do.
I think the most sad thing, and I wish no one's mum for going on hunger strike or whatever and doing that to themselves. That's, I mean, but that's desperation, right? But like, do you not think the Spanish women's have won a World Cup? We're not celebrating that. We're just talking about this bloody president.
And that's what Xavi said in his press conference, that we're not talking about.
I don't like. Let's celebrate the Spanish women, because they fought hard, and then, like I said like a few weeks ago, they played really well. Like, they deserved to win that game. And it's just unfortunate that this whole fiasco is kind of brewing, and it's getting bigger. Like,
It's still mainstream news. Like I said, as the days go by and he's not left yet, it's getting bigger and bigger story. Like, yeah, it's like people who's not even we're not even talking about the football. We're literally just talking about this whole Spanish president kiss episode and whatnot.
Yeah, I can't see how he thinks he's gonna stay.
He has to go. In my opinion of it, that he has to go. But I don't know if simplify is the right word, but I feel in this day and age, it has blown up to much more than it should and need to be. Because it's got to the point where he has to go because the pressure there and to send a message. It's kind of like the whole Greenwood thing, get what I mean? Like, yeah, you need to send a message. You can't have him there and acting in that way. But I do feel, like you said, it was a celebrational thing. They've won the World Cup. They're jubilating together, and I just feel like she's kind of thrown him under the bus somewhat. But I know I understand.
Did you see the video of them celebrating on the bus then? Did you see that?
No.
So so what I saw, I don't know if it was the real thing or not, but what I saw, and there was translation on there, was that they're all on the bus, all the women's were on the bus, and they were celebrating and then taking the mickey out of her, and like, I didn't see any like anger or anything there. It was so
Okay. Yeah,
like,
so I didn't know what you were alluding to, but yeah, okay. So what you're saying is that after the episode, it's kind of like, as opposed to being like sad and depressing about, oh, you're not going to be, but they were actually taking a mickey out of things. It's kind of like how we see bad stories of footballers and we take the piss out of it, and then we imagine that that's what happens in the change room, as opposed to being downbeat about it. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's almost the world we live in and the media pressure that has created such a big thing out of it. It should have been, like, for me, it's almost could be that he should apologize for what he's done, and then we move on and everything's done. But we've got to the point where the only solution we have now, as fans and as the football world need, is that he has to go. And I understand that, because in my mind he does have to go. But what I'm saying is that the fact that he has to go is kind of, it's been much more massive.
is it like like we see it everywhere these days, and this is not just, it's quite important to uphold, people's personal space and privacy and things like that. But obviously, like any false move, it's the end of your career type thing.
Yeah.
Like there's no going back. Like cancel culture is what they call it, right?
Yeah, it's cancel culture. Obviously, it plays into the position that he's in. Like, obviously, because probably if it was like a little, I don't know, cameraman kind of thing, or basically a lower end in the football world, we wouldn't care so much. But because he is the president high up, the eyes are watching. That's what I'm saying. That the media needs to send a message. Spanish president needs to send a message. All the high up on the board needs to send a message that it's not allowed, and it's not the right behaviour, which we all agree on.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm just saying it's because of his position and all of that the punishment is much more severe than I'm saying it needs to be. Not needs to be, because I'm maintaining that he does need to go, but I'm just saying it's got to. That's the solution we're in now, which is unfortunate, because I just think literally they've won the World Cup, everyone's celebrating, jubilating, and he kisses her on the lip, which is really, it is dumb, but
he did come out and apologise, but obviously that wasn't enough, was it? So
that's what I'm saying. It's not enough, but I'm saying it should be enough. But I understand why it isn't enough. I'm stuck on that fence of, what do I actually want? I don't really know, because I understand the solution that he does need to go is the right one. But I'm also saying it's unfortunate that he does need to go.
Yeah, but I think his behaviour since then has,
I think the way he's gone about it.
Yeah, the way he's gone about it.
You could tell he has arrogance about him.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, even his crotch gesture, celebrating the goal, all of that is.
The thing is, he was in some control of that. So okay, he apologised. There's his backlash. If he resigned, unfortunately as it is, it would have left. We would have stopped talking about it. The fact that this cock won't go is the issue, really. Like he's adamant, and obviously I don't know what the truth is, but he's saying that she gave consent, and she's saying no, I didn't give consent. And I know that sort of situation brings up a lot of feelings, because is that sort of what we talked about Greenwood, that one person versus one person, and there's no one else in the room to corroborate either side of that story. But yeah, he had an opportunity to stop it getting this bad.
Yeah, he could have diffused it a lot better than he did. Okay, but anyway, we shall see how it plays out in the next few days.
We definitely see. Yeah.
Call it there.
Yeah. On that note.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. Usuals.
8
subscribers, I think. We've got about 20 mans in our FPL or Footweek chat, yeah, and 8 subscribers, and yeah, you do the maths. 2 + 2.
Yeah. We talk about this over dinner, right? Like, how is it possible that the people that were there at the dinner, there's 10 of us and there's only 8 subscribers? Don't get it.
Don't get it. Lying to our faces. Bare cheek.
And I will buy the spicy noodles in preparation for next week, yeah?
I got the black one, yeah? Times
Yeah, the
1,
black
yeah?
one.
Yeah, I got
Light work, you eat it anyway, see?
Yeah, it's cool.
This forfeit's too easy because both of you like the noodles.
No, but it's still like on camera, and then you're sweating. It's hard to concentrate.
No, it's got to be the times 3.
There is no such thing. But anyway,
There is.
No, we'll escalate it. We'll keep escalating as the weeks go on, right?
No, it's fine. What we need is when our Man United play Liverpool or Arsenal, Liverpool, we'll do the same bet, and hopefully Liverpool loses, and that would be.
Yeah, but I can't handle it. That's the difference.
Tough shit, mate.
Don't lose, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
All right. See you, everyone.